my dream was always to be on television. And luckily that happened for me, although the fight was quite difficult. So I really paid my dues. And I think the old deal about you only get one chance to make a first impression, the show that I got that launched my career and launched a network called Nickelodeon was a show called Double Dare. But when I auditioned when I was 33, I had all this background. And so when I had the opportunity, it worked out and it changed my life. And I lecture to schools and colleges on a fairly regular basis. And what I always like to say is, nobody got up this morning and said, I got to go get Marc Summers a job today. It's up to you to get your own success and your own happiness. So on that, if you want to roll the videotape, Nickelodeon, nobody knew what it even was. And it was our show Double Dare that put them on the map. And we were having the best time of our life when we were doing it, but one could never, figure out why some shows are successful. And many things have happened in my career were by mistake. The way I got Double Dare was by mistake. A friend of mine, Dave Garrison, who was a ventriloquist, got the first call. He had become frustrated with the entertainment industry and couldn't get to the next step. And so he decided to step back, become a producer and get off camera. And so he called me up and said, hey, you should go audition for this show. It's a network I've never heard of, Nickelodeon. It's a game show. I know nothing about it. You should go instead of me. So I went to the audition and they said, Dave Garrison. I said, Dave couldn't make it, but my name is Marc. You're the host of Double Dare. And I said, after auditioning 1,000 people in New York and 1,000 in LA, please tell me why I got this job. And they said, quite honestly, you were both about the same, talent wise. But at the end of his audition, he looked in the camera and said, hey, do you guys want me to do something else? And I looked in the camera and I said, we'll be back with more Double Dare right after this. And because I threw it to commercial, they thought that was more professional. And that's why I got the job. A similar thing happened on Unwrapped. I had been producing television shows and I had a very amazing talent, Roseanne Gold, who was a chef. And I went to Food Network to pitch her. She had a book called Recipes 1, 2, 3. And I wanted to turn that into a TV show. And all the time I was there, the executive kept saying, well, why don't you do something for Food Network? Why don't you do something for Food Network? And I said, I'm not a chef. I know nothing about food. Why would I do anything about Food Network? Well, they gave me a show called It's a Surprise. And you can write a letter. And when you write a letter to somebody you've always wanted to meet, you shouldn't ask for a job. You should say these words: I need some advice. If you start your letter with, Dear Mr. Summers, I've been a fan of yours for years, and I need some advice. Most people in any industry love to pontificate and talk a little bit about what they've done.